Okay. Whenever you have one function, I'm going to put that in pink because today's pink day, times another function. To find the derivative, we've got to do f prime times g plus g prime times f. Fig plus gif. Let's do it. The f prime would be e to the x times g, sine, plus g prime. Nice. Derivative of sine is cosine times f, e to the x. Is that an answer?
Yeah, C.
Ah, doesn't look like C though. What do they do, Coop?
They rearrange the sine and cosine, didn't they? And
What's the word? What they do with that e to the x, you guys? They
undistributed it.
True. They undistributed it by
redistributed it.
factoring it out. We factored it out. If they both have an e to the x in common, we factored it out, and so we have C correct. What happens if two functions are being divided? Do I get to just take the derivative of the top and the derivative of the bottom? I wish, you guys. I wish. But we don't get to. If we've got the derivative, if we've got to take the derivative of a function that's being divided, just like before, if it was being multiplied, we have to follow a rule. This is kind of similar to the product rule, but a little diff. Here's the deal. We've got to take, you're going to write out this madness, then I promise this is going to be so much easier, my little shortcut. Here's the madness of it. We got to take the lower function, g of x, times the derivative of the higher function. So I'm going to say times f prime of x. That kind of looks like fig, doesn't it? I just flipped the order, f prime times g. So I took fig, but then with quotient rule, we have to subtract in between them. The product rule is fig plus gif, and in this one, it's going to be fig minus. So it goes minus
multiplication is repeated addition.
Yep. Then we keep the original top.
Can you just swap the order so it's still fig and gif since it's multiplication?
Yes, you totally can. I'm just going to show you why I'm writing it this way because it goes with my little rhyme over here. But you're absolutely right. So we can write in any way, Dean. That's going to work for us. Then we got to take that denominator, and you guys, we got to square it. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. So to Dean's point, is that still a fig and a gif? Yes, but now we are subtracting between the two, which is huge. Then we've got to take the denominator and square it. That's madness. This is the derivative of any function that has division in it. Gross. Don't worry. Does anyone know? So my name was Laura Lombardi, right? So my whole family has always called me Lolo, my whole life. So, or like Lo. The adults will call me Lo. My nieces and nephews call me Lolo, okay? So what the heck do I have to do with this quotient rule? I am low. I'm low. G is the lower function. Am I right? Low. G is the lower. What's the F? F is the higher function. So what is this saying? You take the lower function, me. What is D high going to stand for? The derivative of the higher function, low D high, minus the higher function, D, the derivative of the lower function. So we literally just say low D high minus high D low, all over low, low, low. Okay. So let's practice it. What would we do to find the derivative of this? I wish we could just take the derivative of the top and the derivative of the bottom. We can't. We got to use this quotient rule. Let's talk about low D high. Let's talk about low D high. What's my lower function? 8x minus 3. D high times the derivative of my higher. 10x. That's right there is low D high, or fig, if you will. Minus. How do we remember quotient rules minus? This is how we remember. It's got a division sign, which is like a big old minus sign. You know what I'm saying? Because product rule is plus in between. Bless you. This was low D high minus. What's my higher function? Bless you. My higher function is 5x squared plus 2. That must be in parentheses or else we got a problem. Low D high minus high D low. Derivative of the lower. 8. All over low, low. Just take that bottom function, the lower function, square it, we're done. This is a graph of J. This is a graph of J prime. I just want to expose you to this one more time. What's J's slope doing here? Positive or negative? What are these J prime values here, positive or negative? Positive. What are my slopes doing here, positive or negative? Negative. What are these values?
Negative.
Huh. Okay. What is my slope doing here, positive or negative? Negative slope. What are my values here? Negative. And then what's my slope here?
Positive.
Positive. What are these values here?
Positive.
Positive. So this is a graph of the derivative. These are the slope values of my function. Positive slope, positive values. Negative slope, negative values. Okay. Again, you do not need to feel good about that. Let's go see how AP asks a quotient rule question like this one. This one, do you see, Ritzy, we're going to have to simplify. So now let's do it. If it's got division, you got to say, oh my gosh, it's all about, this is when I wish I didn't change my last name. It's all about Lolo, Lombardi, low. It's all about me. Let's do it. We got to do low D high, low, me first always. The world revolves around me. What's my lower function? 3x plus 2. Low D high. 2. Minus. That's low D high minus high. 2x plus 3. I don't know what I would do without you, Ritzman. D low. 3. All over low, low. 3x plus 2, square it, right? Look at my answers. Do you think we're going to need to do anything with that denominator? I'm pretty sure we get to just leave it. We do need to simplify the top. You want to know what's going to hurt us the most? This minus sign and distributing. So we got to be careful about that. Let's first distribute my 2 here. Let's see what we get on top. What are we getting on top? 6x plus 4, agreed. And then I'm going to do minus parentheses. Let's distribute my 3. What's that going to get me? 6x plus 9, all over my same denominator. What's going to cancel up top? Yeah, what's going to be, I have a 6x minus a 6x, don't I? So they're going to cancel. And then careful, would it be 4 plus 9 or 4 minus 9?
4 minus 9.
4 minus 9, final answer? D. 4 minus 9 is negative 5. Let's try again. Loady, 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 high. Okay, oh my gosh, now I gotta get it out of my head. All right, K is F divided by G. What is K prime? Here we go, people. And because these don't have like functions within them, I think we can throw the 3 in right away. So we got K prime of 3 is going to be, back to me, low D high minus high D low all over low low. Me first. What's my lower function? G of 3. I'm going to throw my 3 in now because we can. Low D high. What's the derivative of the higher? F prime 3, oh, Bob, of course, is skipping steps. Plus or minus? Minus. Low D high minus high. My high function was F, so I'm going to say F of 3 times the derivative of the lower, D low. G prime of 3 all over low, low. Low D high minus high D low all over low, low. Bob, now I'm ready to look at that table. What is G of 3, you guys? 2 times F prime of 3 minus F of 3 times G prime of negative of 3 all over low squared. G of 3 squared. We're getting 10 and then minus 2 over 4. Is that 8 over 4?
Yep, 2.
All right, people. Boom. Find the equation of the tangent line. Guys, as soon as they say this, this is that point slope form. We're looking for y minus y1 equals my slope, x minus x1. Boom. We're looking for that. Find the equation. Ooh, they already gave us the point, y'all. That's my point. What do we need? We need the slope. If this is y, can I go find y prime? Yeah, what rule do I have to use since there's division in it? Quotient rule. Low D high. It's about me. Do not plug in any x values yet. Let's just do this in terms of x. Y prime is going to be, what is low? 2x. D high. Another 2x. Thanks, Tatum. That's low D high. Quotient rule has a minus sign in between. Low D high minus high. So good. Don't forget parentheses because that minus sign is going to have to get distributed. D low. Close. I'm sorry. You're a step ahead of me. Low D high minus high. D low. The derivative of 2x. It's just 2. And then all over low, low. 2x quantity squared. Now they want that derivative when? Where do we want that derivative? When x is 1, exactly. So since we have x's in here, we got to use an x value here. So I'm going to say y prime of 1 equals, if x is 1, what are we going to get right here? Actually, I'm going to even write it out. You guys might just jump to 4. Bob definitely did it, and that's fine. If x is 1 here, 1 squared plus 3 is a 4 times 2. If x is 1 here, 2 squared is going to get me a 4. See you guys at the answer. So you guys, that's my slope. That's my point. Let's go put that in point slope form. Y minus 2 equals my slope of, negative 1, right? X minus 1. You got it. All right, this next one. Here's this function. It says f. They give us f of 8. They give us f prime of 8. G is f divided by the cube root of x. What's the value of g prime? Peeps, we got to go find the derivative of this. Don't put in your 8 yet. Let's go find it with respect to x first. I need low. You guys, let's go my low function, do you agree, is the cube root of x?
Yeah.
You guys,
It's x to 1/3.
I agree. I think we should write that off to the side. The cube root of x is the same as x to the 1/3. I think that's a good, helpful reminder. Okay, so low, what would the derivative of the higher be if the higher is just f? How would I say the derivative of f? F prime, yep. So that's low d high minus high, which is my high function. Which one's higher? Good. High d low. Now I need the derivative of this, which, Coop, I'm glad that we wrote it off to the side like that to help me take that derivative because I needed to have it in a power rule. Derivative of x to the 1/3 would be 1/3 x to the negative 2/3. Good job. All over low, low. I'm going to say I've got the cube root of x squared. Low, low. Guys, where do they want this derivative? When x is 8. Here we go. We got the cube root of 8 times f prime of 8. I'm just replacing every x with an 8. Minus f of 8. How am I going to, I'm going to rewrite this first. I'm going to rewrite that because this negative exponent is not my friend. Where would this go? This needs to go on the top or the bottom? The bottom. So I'm going to say 1/3. I'm going to bring that thing down. I'm going to bring this down so that the exponent becomes positive. I didn't write the x in there because what are we replacing our x's with? An 8. All over the cube root of 8 squared. This is a big old problem. Here we go. Anyone know their cube roots of 8s?
It's 2.
Yeah, 2 times 2 times 2 gets me 8. F prime of 8, did they give us that info? Well, what's f prime of 8? 5, thanks T. Minus f of 8. F of 8 is 2. Yeah. Times 1/3. Okay, this is why I wanted to do this problem, you guys. This means 8 squared over the cube root. This means 8 to the second power over the third root. I don't want to do a squared is 64 and the cube root is 64. I don't want to do it. You can do the cube root first. What's the cube root of 8? 2, then square it. 4. I got 1 over 3 times 4 right there. Boom. Then we got to do that denominator still. Cube root of 8, 2 squared, 4 again. Oh my goodness, look at these answers. They look a little ugly. Let's see what we get. I'd have 10 minus 2/12. Is that right? Gross. What's 2/12 the same as? 1/6.
Wait, how do you get 2/12?
I had a 2 right here for my f of 8 times that. 10 minus 1/6, common denominators. 10 would be the same as what sixths? 60/6. 60/6 minus 1/6 is going to get me 59/6 divided by 4 is the same as 59/6 times 1/4. Multiply straight across. 59/24. I saw Riley just circle it up. She was like, dang, that was an answer? Wow. Here we go. Talk about me. Talk about me. Everything's always about me. Low. What's my low function? Low. Low is natural log. First period. Needs to drink a little Monster or something this morning. Low D high. Ooh, derivative of cosine. Negative sign. So I'm going to write it like this personally with just some parentheses to make sure I know that they're being multiplied. Low D high. Oh, wait, I wrote that wrong. Isn't it minus sign? My bad. Low D high. Minus high. What's my high function? Thanks, Fritzy. High D low. Kate, this is yours. Derivative of natural log. You got it, girl. All over. Low. And this one is so annoying, you guys. This is very AP-esque. I got this question from AP Classroom. Because do you see this answer anywhere? All of the ones with ln of x squared on the bottom have an extra x. They have an extra x, but where did this thing go?
It went to the bottom.
No, because this one, this would also need a 1 over x to be able to go to the bottom. How can we get rid of 1 over x? Multiplying it by x. So if you went like this, if this one gets an x, doesn't everything else have to get an x?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Seems less simple.
Completely agree, Dean. He's like, why are we adding things to it, then kind of simplifying it? To them, they want to get rid of this fraction, apparently, Dean, within this big fraction. So is 1x times x, these are going to cancel. Then I'm left with an x. I'm left with a negative x sine of x, ln of x. I feel like I see this here. Is that right? And I also see it there. You guys agree with that? Then, is it going to be minus cosine or plus cosine? That's the difference. Yeah. It's going to be minus cosine. This little minus sign made the whole difference between B and D. And then we've got an x ln squared. I agree. I hate when they do that, Dean. Unsimplified it, faux show. Okay. Whoa. We just did quotient rule. So I want to, on page 17. Yeah. Okay. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to have you do 17 and 18. I'm giving you 18 minutes to do it. On page 18, you can skip the top one, number 5. I'll pull it up here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about.